But none of them. There'll be an extra fee for that.
I'll think about it.
Huh? Do you also see Navia and Clorinde over there? They look like they might have run into some kind of trouble. Let's go check out what's going on.
Still no dice?
Not at all. And I've asked pretty much Lynette's ears drooped as soon as she heard that we'd have to be out and about for days on end. And Fremine...
What about Chiori and Charlotte?
I've asked them already, but they're both pretty busy right now. I just gave the members of the Spina a few days off, too.
This is getting pretty difficult.
Navia, Clorinde, what's up?
Oh my. Well, if it isn't my dear partners.
Huh. Navia.
Huh? Oh!
Yep, this is our chance.
Do you need our help with something?
Oh, precisely. My dear...
Whoa, for real?
Absolutely. We've already exhausted all our other
Traveler, Paimon, would you join us and play Marechaussee Hunter?
Marechaussee what now?
It's a new game script by the Tabletop Troupe, a local roleplay adventure.
Ever heard of the Tabletop Troupe? They put out games that allow you to participate in a story and roleplay.
That sounds super interesting.
Clorinde and I are both veteran members of the club. Recently, someone came up with a new script and was looking. And when they asked, of course.
Generally speaking, scripts at that level of development have a lot of.
Whoa. I know I was the one that handed you the script, but some.
Anyway, the script calls for a team of 4. Yes. We're missing.
So, you're saying.
Paimon and the Traveler are kind of a package.
That's not a problem. I'll adjust the pace based on the actual number of players.
Well, Traveler, what do you think? Wanna play? Paimon will follow your lead.
Well, that solves our problem.
Woohoo! I'll go grab the script manager.
The script manager? Didn't you just say—
The club introduced a completely new kind of gameplay for the script. In this iteration, the Game Master's version of the script is incomplete. The script on top of that, in order to increase player immersion, the club has created some of the story's sets and scenes in real life.
Wow, you're right. Whoever wrote—
And it's got a real healthy amount of
I look forward to experiencing it with you all.
Why don't you go meet up with the others first? They should all be waiting at Chiori Boutique. I'll come—
Sounds good. Remember to always watch where you're going.
You say that like I'm 6 years— let me think.
I just hope you'll pick up some useful skills this time. Oh, and stop trying to persuade. Oh, sorry to keep you waiting.
You're back! Huh? And you've got the Traveler and Paimon with you.
What a pleasant surprise. I assume you'll be joining.
Linny, Farina! Paimon didn't know you were playing too.
I'm more of a casual member, if anything. I haven't taken part. Still, I'm sure it'll be fun being a player.
Well, I'm not a member of the club at all. Clorinde simply woke me up first thing.
If you're interested, I can give you a referral. That should give you a...
I think I'll wait to see how this experience plays out first.
Do you participate in a lot of tabletop troops?
You could say that. She's actually one of the few senior...
Right. I knew about...
It's nothing. Really, just...
Wow. Paimon's so used to seeing you be all upstanding and intimidating.
Surely you jest. I would never intentionally... I maintain a clear boundary between my professional and personal lives. The me you see at court, but in my personal life, I'm just an ordinary person.
Well, you say that, but for all the time I've known you, I don't think I've ever seen you cry. I've seen you get angry.
I was...
Is that so?
Well, in any case.
So you want to see me cry? That
No, that's...
Ah, I'm back! Here, allow me to introduce you to the script manager.
Pleasure to meet you all.
Wait, are you...
Oh, no. This is just the costume provided by the...
That sounds like a lot of work.
It's nothing. It's the least we can do to give the players a more immersive... Anyway, allow me to give you a brief introduction of... This script was adapted from the real history of the Marashose hunters. You all will play the role of...
Paimon's not super familiar.
Oh, no problem at all. I can give you a brief rundown. So, basically, their story can be traced back to the ancient Remurian, but I'll leave the finer details for you to seek out.
And I'll provide additional...
In that case, brave hunters, are you ready to set out on an unknown adventure?
Whoa, just one sentence and...
Aha, I see many a determined gaze before me.
So, as we follow the story, it leads us to specific scene.
It's the exact location of the scene. Please check all your belongings, everyone, and make sure you haven't forgotten it.
Sounds good. Hunter Squad, move out! Strike a pose!
Whoa, they really have thought of everything. Even the fatometer is here and
The fatometer.
It's a card that's used to determine action success.
And what about all the dessert and tea?
That's what the message said.
Really? That's so nice. Those snacks have Paimon's name
I think you might be more of a...
Snack Hunter Paimon reported for duty. If there are delicious snacks to be found, Paimon will track down... The desserts are great. But I'm...
Very fair. Then, let us... First, please pick up the blank character cards in front of you. You can find an abbreviated version of the rules printed on the back of your character card. In this story, everyone is a Marashose hunter.
Ooh, nice.
As hunters, you have proficiency in swordsmanship and fighting by default. So there's no...
Swordsmanship? So there's a fighting part to all of this?
Why don't you share a character card then?
So, for the name...
Yep. It can be any name.
You can use your real name too if you want. I do that whenever...
Oh, so it would be like experience...
In that case, I think...
Next up is the skill sheet. You have a limited amount of skill points that you can use to learn a number of skills.
I'll take...
Oh, those skills sound like they'd be useful for... So, should we...
Not necessarily. Since we're working together as a team, we could leave the... For example, I think I'll take stealth and sleight of...
Oh, interesting. I wasn't thinking of... Let me see. I'll take... arts and... Well, that leaves us. What do you want to learn, traveler? Oh, something that'll help you get a read on other people's thoughts. Sounds useful. Ooh, so you want to help people. So what do you think? Are you sure you want to learn these two skills?
Let's see.
You've all picked such classic skills. It's fine to...
Why do I get the feeling she's getting ready to cause trouble?
For example, this one here.
Oh, I saw that one just now as well. The description said...
The script's world-building rules, huh?
Oh, that's not for us to worry about, my friend.
Alright, you've convinced Paimon. Let's learn 7 then.
Well, now that everyone's more or less, since 2 of our players are doing this for the first time though, would you like to play on easy mode?
What's the difference between the...
Well, in role-playing games, the story sometimes, for example, if you fail a check, that means you cannot use the target skill in that scenario. If you choose to play in authentic mode, every time you elect to use a skill, you'll need to use. If you choose easy mode instead, every check will be successful by default, and you won't...
Given that I'd like to focus on the...
Huh? Oh, come on. Don't worry about that. Never knowing what you might have to...
I'd...
All right, then I'll mark down Farina for easy mode. All her checks...
What about you, dear partner? How would you like to play?
Are you sure?
Trust me. Honestly, I don't think Clorinde would make things too...
No promises.
That wasn't super...
Well, anyway, enough talk.
Speaking of the story, why...
Well, that's because a long time ago, back when human civilization was still in its infancy, soon a group of human rebels banded together, with their swords... Sometime later, as a member of the Marechaussee, as you inhale, you can taste the your eyes meet. And you realize...
You're all Marechaussee hunters too, right? Allow me to introduce myself. Then what say you to traveling together? We can...
Okay, count me in. My name is Linny. I've been wandering since I was little, and...
Is this where you... My name is Farina, and...
Hey, you can do it, Farina.
Paimon is Paimon, a good friend and companion to this mark.
I've been studying medicine ever since I was a child. I want to do my part to eradicate these...
Oh, welcome, welcome. When we face the monsters, I'll make sure...
You open your envelopes at the same time. To the honorable and trustworthy Marechaussee, the lands outside the capital have been overtaken by monsters.
Huh. The layout of this city looks...
The scriptwriter must have used a real-world city as...
As experienced hunters, the layout of the city reminds you of place... Yet, as you regard the city in front of you, it appears...
I carefully read every line of the letter and turn my attention...
You see a long string of unfamiliar names.
In that case... What...
Oh, good idea. We might be able...
You look up and see a tavern nearby. It appears to be open for...
Why don't we go check out that tavern? If the novels I've read are...
As you approach the tavern, you find a plainly dressed woman standing nearby. She appears to be rather troubled about something.
Greetings, friend. Lovely weather we're having today, don't you?
Oh, hello. I suppose you're right.
It seems like every character included in the script has a certain amount of useful information to...
Oh, come now. Don't be sad.
Huh?
I don't think that's the...
Nothing turns a frown upside down like good food.
You didn't even take cooking as one of your skills.
That's not necessary, miss.
So you're someone who barely smiles and doesn't like... Hey! Did she just... me?
Clorinde must have broke character. This isn't getting us anywhere.
The results of insight checks aren't disclosed to the players, so I'll be the one consulting the Phaeton. You recall all the lessons you've learned in your time. You notice that when she's quiet, she has an empty look in her eyes, as if her... so you noticed... A horde of monsters suddenly appeared near the capital recently, so all the guards were
Do you remember when those monsters appeared?
I'm not completely sure.
Do you know where he was sent?
It all happened so fast.
You have our thanks, friend. We'll find and
Thank you.
Don't worry. We'll find him. Just, we don't always get to choose what happens to us. But we do get to—
You bid farewell to the woman and continue your journey further into the city. As you venture further into the city, the streets appear largely empty. An elderly woman walks past. You see her shake her head as she puts away her wrinkled wallet. A nearby merchant folds his arms and gives you a disdainful look. You get the impression that he's someone who has long gotten used to the sight before him.
Although he doesn't seem very...
Pardon me, sir. I'd like to...
That depends.
How about this?
What do you take me for? Some lowly beggar?
Surely an onion can't be that...
What do you know? War's nearly upon us. Everything costs several times what it did before.
Whoa, what a nasty guy.
But he still might have information we need. Traveler, can you think of something? Sir, we came to this city to solve the very problem you seem to be referring to. If you happen to be well informed and know a thing or two about what's going on, we'd appreciate it if you could
Well, those monsters are camped outside the city. We have limited reserves within the city.
Wait, you're saying no one...
We could all starve. Who knows? Maybe...
That is concerning.
All right. That's all the information you need.
You know, if you smiled a little more, you definitely...
Should we try to go somewhere with more people?
Oh, how about the city square?
It doesn't seem like there's any information to be gained from the area up ahead. You conclude that this area is best left unexplored.
Shower me with praise!
Before you lies the city's central square. You see a man with a slightly anxious look on his face, pacing back and forth, his head hanging low. He doesn't seem to notice your approach.
This guy seems promising enough. Hello, sir. Is there anything I can do?
Wait, you're... Oh, dear goodness! You're...
You recognize us?
Yes! Oh, I didn't expect you to have...
What happened here?
Alas, we once lived comfortable... However, monsters have once again surrounded the city.
Are there not enough?
It's not a question of numbers. Most people my age have never even seen one of the monsters, much less been trained to fight against them. When I was a child, though, my grandfather would... To be perfectly honest...
Well, you can rest easy, friend.
The man is touched by your determination and resolve.
Still, if we are going to hunt the monster...
All I know is that the area although, if you leave the capital...
I see. We'll go look for them.
All right, be careful. And they're actively working with the monsters, and have corrupted the court minister. Even one of our kindest ministers has turned into a boorish and unreasonable...
Talk about being stuck between a rock and...
I feel bad for him. Maybe we should try to cheer him up?
Huh?
I appreciate your kindness, but brave hunters, I leave the future...
If I understood correctly, there are currently 2 problems in the...
Exactly. We need to defeat the monster.
But which...
Well, this seems like a good moment for a break.
I really didn't expect the people in the city to keep us at arm's length like that.
Well, Clorinde said the script took cues from the real history of...
I wouldn't say it's a perfect representation of history.
Sure. As long as it doesn't spoil anything in the script.
Paimon wants to know too! The hunters were super powerful, right? Were they all from...
No. All Marashose hunters were ordinary mortal fighters. The only thing...
Huh? So you mean any...
In theory, yes. All you would need to do is survive the rigorous training and master... Still, most people dropped out at the early stages. And others called it quits the minute they saw...
What kind of monsters did the hunters fight exactly?
The land of Fontaine once played host to an ancient dynasty known as Remuria. After that dynasty, one of the ancient sorcerers of Remuria used his power to assemble...
Now, wait a second. Don't tell me that guy was the inspiration...
Well, I wasn't planning on going into anything you might be able to find out in the game.
Wait, but those people are all from a super long...
From my master.
My master?
Someone you know?
Absolutely. Miss Petronia and my father were good...
Let's not get off topic. Responding to Egeria's call, a number of warriors followed Cassiodor into battle against the monster. Yet, as Fontaine entered an era of peace, there were...
Ah, I see.
Is that really a bad thing, though?
Depends on who you ask, I suppose.
Speaking of investigations, which problem...
I vote monsters. That's the main duty of the hunters.
Well said, Miss Farina. Plus, if the sorcerers really are...
What about you, partner? What do you It's decided, then.
All right. After some discussion, you decide to turn around...